What's up, Dice Crew? Keeping it a Benji, and I'm getting back with y'all. Now, first off, shout out to the Dice Crew, and second, shout out to the sponsors, the re-up. I'm going to have a link in the description so y'all can tune in with them. You never know what you can re-up with. Go on over there and check them out. Let them know I sent you so they can show you some love. Now, moving forward to the topic, right? We got Spider Loc and Alex Alonso speaking on the situation that we pretty much it's really covering like the whole Compton CRIP and also some East Coast stuff, right? So I'm gonna run this clip for y'all so y'all can hear it, and then we gonna dive right into it.
In this land here in Los Angeles, if you're from the streets, the Compton Crips have that CC. That is theirs. No matter how you slice and dice it, CC is always going to be Compton. In this land here in Los Angeles, if you're from the streets, the Compton Crips have that CC. That is theirs. No matter how you slice and dice it, CC is always going to be Compton.
And that's why I said and that's why
Now, let me just say this, right? Alex Alonso was definitely absolutely correct when he said that you know it's undeniable and it's just a clear fact that the 2C'S represent Compton CRIP, but you got Spider Loc chiming in and he says in East Coast, which is really like the deliverance on that is inaccurate. And the reason why is because it's no such thing as like, yeah, the 2C'S represent Compton CRIP and it also represents East Coast. It's the 2C'S represent Compton CRIP and the East Coasters is wanting to be a part of the 2C Chanel gang. You know what I mean? And first off, I know a gang of East Coasters. You know what I'm saying? In my younger days, I done lived by East Coasters. I done, over there by the train stations and all that type of stuff. You feel me? And all my East Coasters already know this. When we get around each other or whatever it may be, they definitely understand that we gonna always let them know, like, that don't got nothing to do with them. Now, to my knowledge, I feel like the whole 2C stuff for the East Coasters came into par like when the East Coasters kind of start interacting with the West Coast 80s from Long Beach. Now, I could be wrong, but that's just how I view it. Because I feel like once they start interacting and, dealing with the West Coast 80s, it's no longer an EC thing because they West Coast, they not East Coast. So now it becomes this Coast CRIP movement. But people is entitled to go about things however they want to go about it, and people can feel however they want to feel. And I also understand that, unless you directly involved with a lot of certain Compton dudes, you might not be able to see the whole camaraderie or the unified when it comes to the 2C'S, if you're not directly. But I'm going to just make it clear, like, when it comes to people that have been doing the 2C thing for a long time, over a decade, 15, 20 years and longer than that, when you got people that's the second generation, third generation, fourth generation Compton CRIP, that's their outlook on it. In Compton in general, things that just took a turn, and a lot of Pyru's main enemies became Pyru's, and a lot of Crips enemies became Crips. So the whole concept of the original politic of what takes place in that city, in Compton, pretty much shifted. You know what I mean? So that's just where a lot of people might find it as like, it's not so much of a movement. More of like they just take it as a slogan. But it definitely still is a movement, and it definitely is a slogan as well. And the whole 2C'S represent Compton CRIP. I feel like East Coasters is East Coasters, and just like Spider Loc anthem is on that song is EC. I like the song. A lot of people like the song, but your anthem representing where you come from is EC. It's not considered as your anthem is not Coast CRIP, it's not 2C'S, it's not CC. Your anthem song is EC. And when you diss East Coast, or if you hear somebody diss East Coast, I should say, you will never hear somebody diss East Coast by dissing Coast CRIP or 2C'S or anything like that. you will always hear somebody dissing East Coast pertaining to East Coast or EC. And if y'all from the lifestyle, then y'all get what I'm saying, right? But we just got to make certain things clear. Like, it's no such thing as 2C'S, meaning Compton, CRIP, and East Coasters. 2C'S represent Compton, CRIP, and the 2C'S is something that the East Coasters have developed, and they like to add on to their campaign, which is, hey, if that's what they like to do, or if that's what they gonna do, then they can do it. But me personally, I feel like they kind of like twisting the whole system up when it comes to the gangland, because you're gonna have something that takes place one moment to where, you know, a Pyru dude is gonna end up doing something to an East Coast behind the Chanel campaign, whether he got a Chanel tattoo or a Chanel on his shirt, you know, or we gonna have some Compton Crips rock down on another LA dude behind them whacking out 2C'S or whacking out Chanels, and they don't mean that for Compton Crip, but they meaning that for whatever it else may be, some, you know, crafty Crips, Coast Crip, or whatever a person may be trying to use that for their campaign, you know? So I feel like at the end of the day, I feel like everybody should lead with originality and authentic. I don't know how to pronounce the word right now, but be more authentic, right? That's what I feel like everybody should move with. It's no reason to twist the game up. It's no reason to confuse the younger youth. It's no reason to create a confusion that can turn into a problem that doesn't have to happen. Now, you know, yeah, do I have these politics and these talks off camera? Yeah, I do. But the reason why I'm speaking on this publicly is because these statements was made publicly. And if we don't get on these things publicly and clear up what's done and said publicly, then some individuals will not be able to learn from certain things and correct their beliefs about certain things just because they'll hear something from the one way. You feel me? So, you know, shout out to the East Coasters, and always shout out to all the 2C'S, Compton, CRIP for sure. You know, I just want to make that clear. Like I said, hope somebody was able to learn from that. And I just want to put that out there because it was something that was put out there on the public platform that I feel like it might confuse things. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to the Dice crew. If y'all familiar with the land and the whole get down, let me know how y'all feel about it in the comments. And if y'all not from the land, hopefully I was able to break something down for y'all so y'all can learn from it. And I'm going to catch y'all in the next video. I'm out.